Hello, hello. Oh, I need to turn on the lights. I forgot about that. Hold on, let me try that again. That sort of works, but not quite there. I need to fix that really quickly. Let's see, where is that? That is you. Wait. It's sort of working. Not quite. Chroma key, and you go that. Nope. That direction. More. Oh, come on. There. Okay, there we go. That's what I want. All right. Well, hello, good morning, happy Sunday. Today, we're going to be continuing to work on Hasura type stuff. So I want to get ourselves set up. Let's see. So here we have our code space. We have everything set up inside of here. My initial idea is that we're going to try to use Hasura with that Postgres database for everything. For everything authentication related, but we're have to figure that out. So let's go ahead and get this started here. Let's see. So first, Docker compose up, I guess. See if that will work. Oh, we have an error. Error in object key, failed reading satisfy. Ooh, okay. So I wonder if that's the reason why it wasn't working last time. Let's go ahead and see. Are you running? Okay, so we have our node server that's running. That's just fine. Looks like, yeah, Hasura completely crashed and failed. So when we were trying to do that restart, I think that was failing us constantly. So let's try, we'll do a Docker compose down. Okay, and let's head into here and fix this. So we have this Jwt secret where we were trying to do some things in here, and I think that's not working. We're gonna come back. We're gonna revisit this in a little bit. But until then, we're just going to go with the basic stuff. So we have keyboard cat as our password. Okay, everything should be fine here. Exploring Hasura exited, but Hasura itself didn't exit. So I think we're fine. There we go. Now everything got reset for us. So we're gonna have to come back in here to data and to track all of you and track all of you. And so if we take a look at what we can get, we can do a query For our items, this is like basically a grocery store type thing, like a shopping list app. So we're gonna just take a look at our store, get our name, and that's what we got. We see what we're getting from here, which is awesome. Okay, so we want to explore authentication, and we sort of tried some things last time, but none of them really worked. So I did find that if we go to help, there's these docs that we can go to, and they have this entire authentication section. So I took like a very brief look at it last week, and I think that this is going to work for us, but we can basically just go through here and just sort of play around with what we have access to and what we can do with it. And something at work that I want to do, because I started using Hasura at work, and this authentication thing could be a really big deal, because we can maybe hook it up with some external service like Auth0. I want to explore that too, but probably that's not going to be a stream thing. That's going to be like a what I do at work thing. But if I do find that we can do that, I will let you all know. Okay, so authentication. As mentioned, it's going to be handled outside of Hasura. So that's why we have this Node.js application that's running, that's basically just returning a token for us to use, saying like, hey, here's this role, and here's other things. And so we give like session variables like x Hasura role. Okay, so authentication options, we have this webhook thing. This is where Hasura sends a message to the webhook to find out whether or not we have access, or the Jwts, which sounds like a better way for us to go. Basically, we get a Jwt from our auth service, and then we use that Jwt to communicate with Hasura. I like that a little bit more. Hasura is going to have the same key to decode the Jwt to sort of like look inside of it. Basically, the Jwt is just saying like, hey, here is who I am, and the fact that I created this Jwt and I have it proves that I am who I am. Okay, and then of course we can do all the other stuff. So let's do the Jwt first. Epic Blarg, hello, what is GraphQL? So as far as I can tell, GraphQL is an alternate API to REST. So if I come back to here, so Hasura is this like open source GraphQL automator thing. Like basically I pointed at a really standard Postgres database, and I'll show you what the database looks like. It's really simple. This is the entire init script that we run to create and seed our database. So we have a stores and an items table, and then we have stores and items, and we have a relation in there too. And so in REST, you would do something like get API v1/stores to give me all the stores. Then maybe you also have to like do a get API/v1/items, get all the items, and then it gets a little bit interesting. Well, what if you want all of the items for a store? You might do like a get API v1 stores, then slash the ID of the store / items. It can get a little bit like verbose in the URL for that, and then the backend is very sort of like set in its ways. Hasura here changes the game up by basically allowing me to point at that same database, and here it just automatically knows that all these things exist. So I can just say, okay, for my query, I want to get all the stores So give me the ID of the store, give me the name of the store. Heck, I can just say, I don't care about the ID of the store. Just give me the name of the store and then give me the name and price of the item for each store. So if we run that, we can now see here, okay, we have Amazon as a store, and here's something that we want to buy from it. Here's, you know, a grocery store, here's something we want to buy from it. And we can add it, all the mutations work too, so we can add things in there as well. So basically it's a standardized query language for databases or tree-like structured documents. Yeah, exactly. And this allows me to write my queries in the front end, but the back end just handles it all regardless. So like if I don't really want the price, there, done. No need to like update the back end for a RESTful route to now say, well, you don't get the price on this side, but you do, like with this query, and maybe have to have headers or something to request certain things. It's easier than that. So I like it a lot. It lends itself to writing really fast prototypes and like applications. I haven't ever done one on a really big project. I am using this at work. Yeah. So we started with something called AppSync, which is an AWS service, which basically does this for DynamoDB. But like I don't know, maybe I just don't know DynamoDB well enough. I miss the relationships of Postgres. So we found this, which is basically the exact same thing with slightly more features, but for Postgres. And everything works. Like I tested at a different sort of like a stream. We tested a many-to-many relationship, and we were able to go in through that and create the items. It creates the IDs. It does everything you want at the time. It's pretty awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. So today we're trying to figure out authentication with this because, you know, it's great to have this all set up, but if we don't have any kind of way to lock it down to like certain users, that's going to be a problem. So we have our auth server now. Not showing here is like what database this is using. So I wonder if my auth server should connect to Hasura too and have some kind of like, it has like the master key and it can do queries for like the user. I kind of want to try to do that, but I can also see like a centralized auth server with its own database and everything, but maybe we'd have multiple Hasuras then. Okay, so okay, so in Jwt mode on a secure endpoint, Jwt authentication is enforced when the X Hasura admin secret header is not found in the request, and if it finds that it just like everything like master access. So that's a big deal. Okay, so the Jwt must contain default role and allowed roles in a custom namespace in the claims. Oh wait, this is like TLDR for like down here. I was thinking like, did I just miss that up there? Okay, so we're gonna have a default role and an allowed roles. We don't know what that is, but we can start adding this in right now. So looking at our Node.js server, so we have our auth server here. I just created this as a Node.js server just to get it up and running really fast. So we have this allowed roles. So here's the X Hasura default role. The X Hasura allowed roles. So that's this one. Okay, spelled it correctly. But it also says in a custom namespace in the claims, which I'm not completely sure is what I've got here. Oh, no, here it is in the claims. Okay. Other optional Hasura star fields if we want. Okay, you can send Hasura role as a header in the request to indicate a role. Okay, so we can say as a header. So here's token. I think it's headers this way. Is that? I guess I can just say that, and then you're going to be user. We're going to say that you're a user. Now, if I need to restart this every time that we make a change to it. So, sure, we'll go with fish here. Let's see, we're going to do a Docker compose. This is the auth server. I think I called it auth. Restart. Oh, it's the opposite way. Restart auth. I tried setting something up with like NodeMon through with this, and it was really unhappy when I made changes. So we do have to do this like restart whenever we want to run it. But I can now use this Thunder client, and we're going to hit not GraphQL. I want to get to this login here, and I want to see what our responding headers are. 500 error. Well, that's a thing. Okay, did you tell us what's wrong? Cannot destructure property username of, well, I have a username and password in here as JSON. I guess I also have to send in content type. Application JSON. Let's try that. That feels... Oh, cannot destructure property. Username of recta. Oh, right, because it's input. Does that mean that it's not... Okay, let's update this to be able to handle both, right? Because we know the input works when it's coming from Hasura. I don't know how to make it... But maybe that would be form? So like username... form and code. Yeah, I don't know how to make it go into user input. I guess also no, this is removed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back into here and we're going to set, okay, so grab this if you can, right? So, oh, how am I going to do this? If there is no input, then get it from the body. So let's try this. If rec dot body dot input. So we're gonna have username. And let's password, which we don't really care about right now, but we're just gonna say, okay, so then username equals dot body dot input dot username. I wonder if I can also use the question mark syntax there, because that might also work. Hold on, let me try that. I kind of like the idea. If I can do that, that would be better. So I can just say, if you exist, get me that. Otherwise, I think undefines go into username passwords, then if not username. So if you don't exist, then at this point we want to say username is going to be equal to rec dot body dot username. And we'll have to turn you into a let. Let's see if this works. We'll have to restart. Okay, and let's now see if that works in this. No, okay. I was really hoping that question mark would work with it, but it doesn't. Now, either that or the restart isn't actually doing what I think that is doing. So we're gonna have to put in a if not rec dot body rec dot body always exists, so we have that. It's really if not rec dot body dot input. Which means we need to do that entire let usernames, or like just set them up first. Then inside of here. So if not that, we're doing this way. Otherwise, we are doing this way. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, yeah, that works just fine. So we get this token back, we can see, but we can also see the headers that we set on it. Where is that? Okay, so here we have the Hasura role is user. Okay, we have okay, so the Hasura role. And a response is this token. So this is the Jwt token that I believe we can now read and just like verify that it has what we expect to have in it. Invalid signature? Oh, wait. Huh? That was weird. Okay. Okay. Never mind. And I can't decode that here because I think I have to. Oh, my 256-bit secret. So I think keyboard cat. Yes, I know it's a weak secret. Don't worry. But you won't show me what's. Oh no, here it is. Okay, so now we can see that we have hello, we have the claims, we have the user, we have this. Okay, so we have all that stuff that's for Hasura inside of here. So back to you. Then we're going to send this Jwt to Hasura with authorization bearer and then that Jwt. Okay. When your auth server generates the Jwt, the custom claims in Jwt must contain the following. Okay, so this is now the actual like real documentation. X Hasura default role and then field, indicating the default role of that user, the role that we used in case X Hasura role header is not passed. Okay. And we have this X Hasura allowed roles field, a list of allowed roles for the user. The X Hasura default role specified should be a member of this list. Okay, so we have user and user. So that's where we see. I guess we don't see it in there, but here we have user. Default role is user, and then their role is user. The claims in the Jwt can have other X Hasura star fields where their values can only be strings. You can use these X Hasura star fields in your permissions. Now the Jwt should be sent by the client to the Hasura GraphQL engine via the authorization bearer header. Okay, and so here's an example Jwt claim. And so it should be as Hasura IO claims. Now I do wonder whether or not this needs to be like localhost in this case, because I am running this locally. Or if this is fine as it is. Okay, so we have our allowed roles. We have our default role. We have, okay, so X Hasura user ID. So we can set that too. And so let's just say your user ID is 1. Our org ID, sure, you're also 1. Oh, and we can have a custom field to catch for something. This contains standard, sub, IAT, etc., and custom. So like the name, okay, Jwt claims, as well as Hasura specific claims inside of custom namespace. The HTTPS Hasura.io Jwt claims is the custom namespace where all Hasura specific claims have to be present. This value can be configured using claims namespace or claims namespace path in the Jwt config while starting the server. Oh, okay. So we would be able to say like this is like, you know, the Brooks builds Hasura. That's interesting. We can maybe play with that a little bit later. I want to make sure it works first. But it sounds like this is going to be the default. Note, hex Hasura default role and X Hasura allowed roles are mandatory, while the rest of them are optional. Now it sounds like this is supposed to be an array. That's fine. Auth in JavaScript or Rust? So we're doing the auth in JavaScript first, and then once I get that working, then we'll see if we have time to create a Rust server for it. But right now I'm trying to use Rust as a client to then consume the auth and then use Hasura. So that's the idea. Also, hello Faraz. The default role can be overridden by the X Hasura role header. Okay, so we've got all of those. Configuring Jwt mode. You can enable Jwt mode by using the Jwt secret flag, or okay, so this one, Hasura GraphQL Jwt secret environment variable, the value of which is a JSON object. So we had some trouble with this last time. So we need to add this in. Now, having an environment variable be a JSON object seems a little bit weird. I think we have to stringify it. But okay. Okay, type key pair or JWK URL, one of them has to be present. So, okay, so only one of these. Oh, and some things are not, this one's also not optional. So if I take you, there's a service that will stringify it for me, right? JSON. Can I like write JSON in here? No. No. JSON formatter. There we go. Okay. I don't really care about any of this stuff, I think. All right, so type. We have type and key and this URL. So type key pair. Oh, both type and key or the jock URL. So type and key, we need that. We see through this that our type is HS256, I believe. Type valid values are HS256. That's what we got. So there's that. Key. So I think this is going to be our keyboard cat. So if we take a look in our backend, our auth server here, it's just keyboard cat because I don't have a JSON token secret. So we're just going to throw that in here. Okay, so these are all optional. So the client claims namespace. So this is where we can change what that URL is. Like that URL looking thing that we put in the response. The namespace path, the same thing. Okay. Now it claims format. I believe it's JSON. Audience. optional, 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 optional. Okay. So if I do that, process, can you stringify it for me? No? Maybe? Because that's not stringified. Okay, fine. I'll do it myself. All right, so in here, I'm gonna throw you in here, and then I think we're gonna have quote for you, and then we're gonna have to have backslashes for each of these. Okay, I think that'll do it. So here's our stringified JSON for the Jwt secret. Any future tutorials on production-ready REST web server development? Yes, I do want to do some of those. So my sort of like things that are happening right now for me. We have, I am going through and learning AWS for myself. I'm probably going to be doing like a lot of deployment type stuff for my own stuff through AWS because I need to learn this for work anyways. So might as well use it here too. And then I'll probably be creating some like REST web server type things that go up there. So I want to build like a Brooks Builds website that we can like have videos and other things on. I have some other ideas that we can build on there. So yes, eventually, but I can't give a timeline right now. Things are just a little bit too, I can't dedicate enough time to like really get a good sense for like how long things take. And this Hasura stuff is like exploration, which, oh, totally forgot. We have the exploration hat. We can wear the exploration hat for this. The idea is that I will be using Hasura with this, so I'll be creating an authentication server in Rust, and then also a just like normal websites in Rust too. So hopefully we can get some U stuff in there as well, which would be really nice. I have some ideas for the architecture that will make it so that we can play around with different technologies and not have to rebuild the entire like the same website over and over again. Okay, so we have you. Let's come back. Okay, so all of these things. So we're not using the Jwt refresh thing. Oh, look at this. Auth0 publishes their JWK URL at this. So theoretically, I could set up Auth0 with this. Except this entire known issues bug thing. That doesn't sound great. Okay, so we're going through all of these. Now this is interesting. This is not what I was expecting. This key? I thought it's the, oh. Public key. Oh wait, no, that's for RS 512. Never mind. We're using a different type. Okay, so here's our like type and key examples. So we have those. That should be fine. This is interesting. Look at this. So they're doing, oh, but they're doing like the dash dash instead of a environment variable. Oh, but here's the environment variables. So GraphQL secret, they are not escaping their quotes. So they don't have, oh, okay. So that's good to know. I need to undo all this. Okay, so that should be fine there. Okay, then there's the known issues. The Jwt config to be used in can be generated. What? Oh, they have an entire service for this. Oh, never mind. That's only for Auth0 or Firebase. So if I use, oh, okay. Okay, it doesn't like that. I wonder if it actually hits it, and like, because I don't have a real one there, it's unhappy. Okay, well that's actually going to be interesting and good to know. Okay, so that should set us up to use this now. Okay, so what do we need to do inside of here? Well, first of all, let's restart this and get it going. So that's going to be a docker compose restart Hasura. Okay. Theoretically, I believe we also need to set roles on our data. So here we can come to items and we can say permissions. I want user role. I want you to have the ability to read stuff. So without any checks, you can access all of these columns. There, you can't update, you can only read. And we can go into stores and we're going to do the same things. That way it can get in, oh here, user is already in here. Oh, and we say select without, give me that, save. Okay, so if I have the user role, I can't do anything else. Did I restart? I did. Okay, so then I'm going to create a new window for this because I believe what we can do is we can now set our request headers locally here. Where we can just delete all these things. Okay, so we got nothing. I'm surprised I can still read this. Surprised that still works. Let's... Oh, that deleted over here too. Okay, never mind. It's probably using something like local storage then. I probably should have used a different browser to connect in. Okay, so how to... At the beginning here, it basically says, right, we can now pretend to be this client, I believe. Or maybe we can just like connect in remotely. So here's not new request. I just want to run this one again. So here's our token. And then I want to say, here's like a post to the GraphQL. We're going to say authorization is bearer. We don't have the global sort of like the root one, and our body is give me all the come on. Show me more than just 3 lines. Wow, that oh, come on. This feels like a bug. We have a bunch of stuff in here, but it's not showing me. So if I send this, we get a 200 okay, and we get the information. Okay, awesome. Now I have, so this is giving me all the items. So coming back to here, I should be able to do a mutation now, and then that should fail. So if I do a mutation, let's say that I want to, let's update. We're going to update items by primary key. So we have our primary key set here, and I want the name. So looking, and this is items, right? Yeah. Looking at what we got back here, we have our items. Let's change one, and let's change this to like just be something different. So ID is 1. Oh, set name to be, I don't know, something different. Then give us the name back. Now, I should be able to run this locally just fine, but if I come back to here, we're going to change you. So now here's our mutation that we're going to send. If I send you, now if we go take a look at the database, into items, that actually changed it. So that's not what I wanted. That didn't work. The authentication didn't take. Now my header, am I doing auth? No auth there. Where is this? Did I like not copy mine correctly? Copy you. Did I use it? Let's go back to here. Headers, authorization. Here, throw you in. Yeah, it still works. I can still send this as just like something, whatever I want. Yeah, so I'm thinking that just restarting the container wasn't enough for this. I think we have to do a full rebuild of Hasura. Or maybe I can find something in here to reset this. No, I don't see anything in there for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and completely rebuild Hasura. So easiest way to do that, now that we have everything saved inside of here, we're gonna do a come back to you. Kind of surprised that Auth1 took so long to shut down. Okay, so we're gonna do a docker compose down, just like shut everything off, and we're gonna bring it back up again. Oh, look at this. Okay. Environment variable Hasura GraphQL Jwt secret error in $invalid JWK key size too small. Should be at least 32 characters. Okay, so it's a little bit unhappy with me using this fatal error. Okay, fine. Let's see, what do I need to do to fix that? First of all, let's bring you back down. So we need 32 characters or something, right? How many are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I do this 3 times, that should be 33. Okay, come back to here, and you are, key is that. Let's try again. It's kind of sad that when we tell it to restart, it doesn't give us that error message when it happens. But maybe it did, and I wasn't looking at the right tab of the terminal to see it. Okay, I'm not seeing any big error message anymore. Oh, no, fatal error. Okay, it's running there, but I saw a fatal error. Jwt secret requires admin secret. Okay. Jwt secret, so this one requires admin secret to be set. So am I not setting that? Oh, I'm not. Okay. So I also need this, and we'll just set this to a single keyboard cat. Come on. Then we'll try again. All right, 3rd time's the charm. Okay, I do not see any major errors coming in from Hasura, so that's a good sign. All right, so we're gonna come back into here. Gonna do a full refresh. Don't save. Stop. Also, just because I've been using the same browser over and over and over again, I found that I should just reload all the metadata, because that just like anything that's saved in a browser just gets cleared out. Okay, so is there anything in here? No. All right, so we're gonna come into data. Check all view, check all view. Okay. We're also, okay, give user role. You get without checks, all of those. And stores, same thing. Okay, so now we're back to this again. So what I want to do is hit hit U, get a new token, then come back to you. Add this token in. Our body is this mutation, and so we want to see this fail. Errors. Ooh, invalid claims. Okay, X Hasura star claims parsing text failed, expected string, but encountered number. Okay, so we need to add in, okay, we need to add in these things here. So these are going to be, oh, I don't think I need to worry about that stuff. Let's see. X Hasura star claims parsing text failed, expected string, but encountered number. So, oh, these must be strings. Okay, so with this one, I believe we can just restart that. Auth. Okay. So let's actually just do two requests here, right? So we have our login, we hit that, get a new token. I believe in here what we can do is, I don't think I need to actually have the authorization here. I believe I can go to auth here, do bearer, and just throw in the token. I think that will be fine. And then the body is this mutation. So now if I hit send, there we go. Validation failed, no mutations exist. Basically, I'm not allowed to do the mutation, I believe. Lloyd, hello, good morning. And welcome Raiders. Lloyd, how was your stream today? What were you working on? Very good. Awesome. That's great. Let's see. Let's find our... You did a dry run for your first Rust conference talk happening next week. Well, congratulations on getting in on a as a speaker, and also good luck with that. What's your talk going to be about? Let's see. So I want to set. You're decoding the European coding green pass. Okay. I was gonna say coding green pass. Never heard of that. COVID green pass. Okay, that's cool. I don't know much about the European coding COVID green pass. There's some interesting passes here in the USA, but I don't think there's like much, like certainly not being enforced, if there are any. So that's actually pretty interesting. Let's see. So I'm going to do a query. So I should build a query for items, right? So we can get the name, the store. So the name, the price, and then the store that it's in. Funny enough, it's like a Jwt, but using a binary variation called a CWT, a CBOR web token. I've never heard of that. Saying that because I just saw a web Jwt. Oh yeah. We're using Jwts as part of like this Hasura authentication thing. So if I copy you, we're gonna grab you as this query. Then this works. So we've got authentication working. So perfect. All right. So authentication is working. By the way, what we're working on today, because I didn't mention it for all of you, is we're playing around with GraphQL with Postgres. So I've got a very, very simple Postgres database that I've created. Here's our initialization script. It's basically just like a shopping list. So we've got stores and items. We've got a many-to-one relationship going here. And we're using a tool called Hasura that just automatically creates a GraphQL API on top of Postgres for us, which includes following through the relationships, which is really nice. And we're trying to set up authentications that we can eventually connect to this with Rust. Now, previously in previous streams, we were able to connect with Rust and like consume the GraphQL database, and we have a bunch of that sort of like leftover inside of here. So we have all of that in here, and we're going to be getting to that very shortly, because now that we have auth, what I want to do is I want to now do the auth thing through Hasura, and the auth server is just a very basic Node.js server, because it's, well, I'm faster with Node.js still. So let's go back into Hasura. We're going to create an action here. This action is going to be a, I don't know what Hasura is written in. That's a really good question. Do they have... Here, GitHub will tell us what it's written in. We have tags. Looks like Haskell. So it's got Haskell, it's got TypeScript, JavaScript, Go, Python, CSS, and a little bit of other. So that's a nice sort of like collection of languages. Like there's obviously a web component to it, so that's probably the JavaScript and TypeScript part of it. Looks like, yeah, looks like there's just a lot of interesting little things in there. My guess is the majority of it is in Haskell, because that's the 36.5%. There is no node in here whatsoever, unless the JavaScript is the node part. But I really doubt it. I don't... There is a package.json, but that doesn't mean it's not like front end stuff. It's basically written in everything, but you expect these are client libraries, right? Yeah, so this is like Hasura itself, which is going to be like a server. It runs essentially as a server. Hi. All right, so let's create this action and figure this out. So basically, we like in the normal system, we'd have some kind of like database connected to this Node app, and we'd like figure out what this is going to be. We do some kind of like authentication. We're just going to right now just say, hey, if you hit this login, you're authenticated regardless of whatever the password is. Now we could do something really great, really awesome. We can say const expected password is equal to that, because we all know that this is the most secure password in the world. We're going to get the password out of here, and then we're going to say, okay, so if password is equal to expected password, actually not equal to, we're going to we'll use a guard here. So if you're not equal to the expected password, then we're going to do an early return res.json, and we're going to say, it's wait, no, what is it? It's like res dot status code. Oh, I think we can do, okay, status is 401 not authorized, and then dot json, and then we can put like the message, and our message is going to be you are not welcome here. All right, so if I fail to send in the correct password, so let's test this out really quickly. So here, apparently I'm just doing the same one over again. Fine. We're gonna do post to local login. If I send that, oh, we need to restart. Okay. There, you are not welcome here. We have a 401 unauthorized. So if I then send with our password 1234, there we get our token back. Perfect. So now we're going to head back into Hasura here, and we're going to create this action. Our action is going to be a type mutation. Okay, so our action name is going to be login. I think we're going to say in here, we're going to take in a username and a string, right? So username is a string and a password, which is a string. And then we're going to get our auth, like sort of like the token, the auth response, like the auth token. Now, is that true? Because I don't think it's exactly true. We need to make sure it responds with the exact same thing every time, don't we? And that's not true. We have this with like message, and here we have just like token. Let's do this. We're going to change you to error. So it has an error potentially. So we should have an error of null in here. so token is that, error is null. Okay, so this is gonna be like, I guess, an auth response. We're gonna create a new type for the auth response. So this is gonna be type auth response. And then it's just these types that we have in here. So wait, expected name. What did I get wrong? Oh, we need this stuff. I'll just update this. Response. Okay, so access token. So looking at what we're going to get back, we're going to get back token here. So token is going to be a string. We're also potentially going to get an error. The error is also going to be a string. I don't know if I can say like error or null. That would be interesting. We'll sort of see how this works. Comment. This is going to be our auth handler. Okay, so synchronous is fine. I don't need a forward client headers, but that could be interesting to do. So we're going to create. So at this point in time, well, I don't think there's permissions. Oh no, there is permissions on here. So we can say anyone. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, yeah. Oh, if you do string without the dollar, it means it is nullable. Ooh, okay. So hold on, that might be. So error, that. Ooh, you're probably right. Okay, so perfect. Thank you. I don't have a way for everybody to use this, so we're gonna have to go through here first. So we use this X Hasura admin secret, but now I can do a mutation. We have this login here, so we have this username and password, and we're gonna get back the error and the token. So let's test this out. So user password, let's do the right one first. So 1 2 3 4, and username is this. Well, that's not good. What did you try to? Oh, you went to the wrong location. Yeah, okay, so I need you to go to HTTP auth colon 3000, I think. Let's try that again. Ooh, invalid JSON, error in $ failed reason, not a valid JSON value at. Oh, I got this doc type HTML, so. Cannot post. So we requested that. Well, that's not what we wanted. In the case of error, oh, you're right. You're right. I am not going to send a token back. Let's see if that fixes it. No, that still doesn't fix it. Okay, so we got back HTML. Oh, we got a 404 back. Oh, right. Because it's not just slash that we're going to slash login. You are not welcome here. Okay, unexpected response. 401 body error. You are not welcome here. Okay. Oh, the key message was not present, so we need to fix that. So in our app, when it's an error, we need to have, it needs to have a key. I don't have a key in here. Interesting. I wonder if I need like the token null also to be set. I have the best Jwt secret. Well, of course. Okay, let's try this again. Unexpected response. We got a 401 status. Oh, I guess like unexpected response because it was a 401. But message here, the key message was not present. The key message. I'm not saying there. Did I say in like actions that I need like a message? No, just error, just token and error. Okay. And your auth response. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what this is trying to yell at me about. But if I now put in, oh, this is the correct stuff, isn't it? We're looking for, yeah, we don't care what the username is. One, two, three, four. Okay. So, I want to respond. I want to respond with what that is. So error. Obviously, this is perhaps not high quality coding here. It's perhaps, but our password we're gonna throw in there and see what it thinks that it is. Did I mark the token as nullable as well? I think that I did here. So if we go to actions, yeah, I've taken off the bang bang on both of these. So if I do this again, oh, look at this. Password incorrect, undefined. So I didn't get this password. Well, that's an issue, obviously. Okay, so we're setting this. Let's see. So you are undefined. So here we are in login. We create username, we create password. Both of them are set to undefined right now. So if we don't have a rec.body.input, get them out of here. So my guess is they don't come in input. Do I need to set our body parser to use something else too? So we have JSON. Maybe it's URL encoded. We can try that one. But I could swear that we were getting that at one point in time. Yeah, but we're still getting nothing back. Can you send the request to a request bin to see how it looks like? So I can do my own request here. So we have this request where I send in through JSON, and I get this back. So it's successfully working. If I change something around, it's incorrect password and tells me what that is. So when I try to run it locally, yes, it works. So what I'm trying to get from Hasura is not working. You know what we can try? Let's try a console log. I don't know how to do an object necessarily in Hasura, but maybe we can do a console.log rec.body. Let's just see what you are. And I wonder if like in here we'll get the logs. Okay, so we're listening again. Also, yeah, so it's auth 3000. So that seems to be running. Okay, so we do have an input. So rec.body.input, and then here's this username and password. Okay, so rec.body to input. So if not this, then go here. Otherwise, grab this information out of here. But do I have to do one more dot like username? Lloyd, you have to run. Well, thank you again for the raid. Thank you for hanging out a little bit. And yeah, hopefully we'll get to it today. I'm confident we can get this figured out shortly, but we'll see. Anyways, regardless, good luck with your conference talk. Okay, so we have you running here. Let's see now if that's still the same problem. So looking at you, we still get this. I wonder if I just need to like, this entire thing doesn't work the way I expect it to. Let's redo this. Let's just say, okay. Let let username equals rec.body.input dot username equals rec.body.input.password. So move our console log down here and we'll show in username and password. And that hopefully should be what we expect it to be. Okay, so we got you running. Let's hit you again. And now it worked. Okay. Yeah, so apparently my tricksiness to try to make it work both with Thunder client and also with Hasura was just not working. For some reason, it didn't see that that input was an object, or my logic was backwards, or something else. But now it works. So we get this token back. And now we can use this in request. So here, if I now grab you, copy you, if I take you out, we can't see this Explorer anymore. So now what I want to do is say, what is it? X Hasura. Oh, I forgot already, but we have it over here. It was this post. Right. It's just authorization. That's all. It's just authorization. So we're going to do authorization, bearer, paste that in. And now I want to do this. Oh, and look at this. I can't see the mutation, but I can see this query. So it seems like it's working. So then I just do my here and we're good to go. If I change like one thing of this and I try the query again, we get an invalid. So we've got authentication working through Hasura. So the architecture of this application would probably be something like two different databases. One for authentication that could be used as like a central authentication store across multiple applications. And then these sort of like micro applications, like small applications that like are doing their own one thing. So if we're imagining this for like a Brooks Builds ecosystem, let's say, we have like courses that I've made. We have, I don't know, like you can log in to see custom tokens or something that you've like earned through the channel. We'd have one authentication system across both. And then we'd also have two different databases for like each of those things, right? I think that's the idea here. So our next thing is going to be, now I want to recreate what we just did inside of Rust. So I want to be able to log in Rust, get our token, use that token to now request data in, and then like make sure we can't do any bad stuff with that. So I need to take a really quick break before that happens because I need to go refill my my water. So I will be right back.